Burma coup resistance notes October 12, 2022. Ethnic regions. The Kachin army has been continuously attacking junta troops in Banmauk township of northern Sagaing Region since October 4. On that day the Kachin attacked a junta police barracks and think they caused many casualties. The following 2 days there was fierce fighting at Kyauk Ine village, followed by junta airstrikes and burned 2 villages, both of which usually happen when the junta loses a ground battle. Another sign that the fighting has gone badly for the junta is the capture of weapons by the Kachin forces. Photos show grenades and rifle ammunition. In Kachin State, about 300 junta troops decided to pillage Nantlin and Naunglat villages in Shwegu township yesterday, and were met by a local PDF which fired on the troops, then withdrew due to lack of strength. The PDF returned later however, and residents report continuous gunfire. Indiscriminate junta mortar fire injured at least 1 child, and troops kidnapped some hostages to use as slave porters. Junta deaths are estimated at 5 or 6. Kachin army reinforcements are reportedly on their way. In Dutar 2 district of Kyauk Ine township on Burmese maps, unknown forces opened fire on a junta check gate near the Kyauk Ine pagoda this morning, wounding several police. The police troops were unable to see where the fire was coming from, so they shot the guns in random directions and killed 3 civilians and injured others. There are 13 wounded people at the hospital, some of whom are junta police and others are civilian worshippers shot by them, but the breakdown isn't given. In Bait Tavoy district of Kyauk Ine region on Burmese maps 2 PDFs got advance information of a junta advance on foot in Bokpayan township today and intercepted the column. A 45-minute battle happened, and there were some junta casualties but the number isn't known. Mizima, yesterday a Paiu Saw Hati terrorist was assassinated in Yupu township. In Paran district of Kyauk Ine HPA and township on Burmese maps, a 6-vehicle junta convoy driving toward Paran town from Morlamiang fired guns into communities along the way today, injuring some civilians. Until now Paran district has been relatively quiet and under tight junta control, so such an act of unprovoked aggression, likely to stoke resistance, is nearly unprecedented in the area. Morn state PDFs, excluding those in Kyauk Ine Brigade 1 territory, conducted 11 attacks during the first third of October and killed 16 junta troops and an informer. 10 of those came in one convoy ambush. Other targets included police barracks and road checkpoints. The Morn PDFs wanted to emphasize that their participation in the revolution is increasing. Junta Scorched Earth Village Terrorism Campaign. Troops burned homes and grain storage in Puyonka village of Minkan Township, Sagaing Region yesterday, and then ransacked nearby Kontha and Uwai villages, killing livestock and looting homes. Residents all went to sleep in the bush. In Shwegu Township about 100 troops invaded and started burning Methjokwan village yesterday, after hitting the community with mortar and gunfire. Then as residents were fleeing, the troops kidnapped 15 hostages as human shields. In Sagaing Township of Magway Region troops burned Withdrew in a village yesterday, then went on to Shinmadown where they were confronted by a PDF. They spent the night at the Etpinkan village in Yesagyo Township. People's Defense Forces PDFs. In Sagaing Region, PDFs in Minkan Township carried on the firing at the flotilla of 13 junta supply boats steaming up the Chindwan River yesterday. 5 junta troops aboard the boats were killed by the PDF gunfire from the banks. Drones dropped 3 bombs on a police barracks at Shwegu in Wandwan Township yesterday, causing several injuries and at least 2 people were sent to a hospital. The PDF responsible isn't yet known. Likewise in Myong Township, the TGR Women Drone Force dropped bombs on junta troops at an agricultural office on October 10 and killed 4 of them. Villagers in Shwegu Township gave a hero's welcome 2 days ago to their PDF fighters returning from battle in nearby Wetlet Township. In Magway Region, PDFs are having gun battles today at a junta base in Sagaing Townships. Action is ongoing. PDFs from Sagaing, Yesagyo, and Pakoku Townships are participating. Also in Pakoku Township, a PDF drone bombed troops who were burning people's homes on October 9. Casualties aren't known. In Mandalay Region, a PDF in Myinchan Township bombed a 5-vehicle convoy 2 days ago October 10. Using 7 roadside bombs, the PDF blew up 2 trucks beyond drivability and killed 9 troops. The remaining troops then stopped their journey and occupied a nearby school. Also in Myinchan, the Zero PDF is trying to raise funds to buy anti-helicopter weapons. The junta uses helicopters freely in PDF territories because it knows the PDFs lack defenses, in contrast to the ethnic armies where the junta has to be more careful with helicopters. Anti-helicopter missiles available on the black market mostly come from China or the Wa state in Burma's Shan state. Urban warfare. After the National Unity Government published the names and addresses of 15 junta Air Force officers directly involved in airstrikes on civilian targets, the home of one of those officers was bombed last night in North Okalapa township of Yangon. No injuries are reported, but the bombing will make all those on the list and their families feel insecure and possibly move onto military bases. The National Unity Government has offered incentives for Air Force personnel to defect to the revolution, but Air Force personnel are said to be earning a lot of money selling jet fuel on the black market, so the lure of financial incentives isn't strong. Civil Disobedience Movement (CDM). Japan has been among the most irresponsible countries with regards to engaging with the terrorist regime in Naypyidaw, both diplomatically and commercially. The Japanese military continued training junta officers after the coup. The Japanese government is supplying used civilian ships that the junta uses for military purposes. The Kirin Beer Company continued its joint venture with a junta crony partner for over a year before bowing to international pressure and withdrawing. Now Toyota is beginning production of its best-selling Hilux pickup truck at the Thilawa Industrial Zone, which will generate tax and other revenues that support the junta's atrocities. Perhaps coincidentally, a Japanese shop in Mayawadi, Korthule was attacked with guns and grenades last night. A Japanese documentary filmmaker who was kidnapped by troops was just given a 10-year prison sentence for covering a pro-democracy protest. Marks & Spencer, the British clothing chain store, will cease manufacturing clothing in Burma within 6 months due to human rights violations. YM&S continued to do business and support the junta for over 2 years after the coup isn't explained.